Hey everybody, Garrett Pearson here, day 42, I believe, day 42, and today I'm going to be talking about setting up a legal entity, a legal company. When should you set up a legal, like an LLC or an S Corp or a corporation or all that jazz, right? To be honest with you, I'm not the expert. You need to ask an accountant, CPA, or a lawyer. But, however, I can give you a little bit of guidance of how we've done it. Generally, if you're just starting out and you've never had a business before, you can run everything under a sole proprietorship, which means you can run everything under your own name and your own social security number, okay? But again, I'm going to make this very clear. You need to consult your own attorney or a CPA, okay? But you can set everything up under sole proprietorship, which that's how I would do it if it was me. I would set everything up as a sole proprietorship just starting out and not turn it into an LLC or a partnership or a S corporation or whatever. And all that's just techno babble, right? And I don't even understand it all. I just, went to a lawyer and our CPAs and we got it set up how we should. But if I was just starting out, I wouldn't go through the process of setting everything up as an LLC and all that right off the bat. What I do is I just run everything under sole proprietorship, which is really just your name, and then just keep track of all those expenses. But what you do need to do is open up your own sole proprietorship checking account, savings account with the bank, right? That is specifically for those business expenses. You need to keep those separate from your personal expenses. So here's when you do need to possibly create an LLC or an S corp or a corporation. Just depends on how you want to set it up, right? But most of the time it's an LLC in the U.S. And what you're going to want to do is you're probably going to want to set that up when you start hiring employees. Now, when you hire programmers, if you're hiring somebody out that's like a service, then those are just 1099 contractors. But if you're hiring somebody overseas, those are just subcontractors, and that can all be run under sole proprietorship. But when you first hire an employee, you probably should set up an LLC, and that's when you need to have W-2s and they need to fill out W-4s and all that stuff. And we really don't worry about that. We hire out a CPA, then we hire out bookkeepers, then we also make sure that our lawyers have reviewed everything. But you don't have to go to that level, although we would highly recommend it. But you can do all of that. It's just you're going to waste a lot of time. So our bookkeepers take care of all the W-2s and paying the employees and take care of all the accounting. The CPAs, they check everything essentially at the end of the year and file the taxes. The next thing that is a huge piece to the puzzle is you have to pay your taxes. And so you're going to want to make sure you're doing that correctly. And again, we outsource that to a bookkeeping company. They make sure that all the business taxes are paid, that we're up and up on filing quarterlies and all this garbage that really takes a lot of time that you don't need to worry about. And you could pay anywhere from, probably about 100 to 300 to, depending on the size of your business, 150 bucks a month for a bookkeeper to just take care of all of that for you, and it's totally worth it. Giving you guys a resource to set up a company, it can be a lot of work to send it state by state. So stellarformation.com or stellarformations.com, I think stellarformation.com. We'll put a link below to make sure it's the right link. Stellarformation.com, they'll do it for you, and it's a little bit pricey, but they'll set everything up for you, okay? There's probably other people like CPAs or lawyers also in your area that can do that for you. So call a CPA and see if they'll do it for you, and just set up the LLC and set everything up the way it's supposed to be set up. And then they can probably even hook you up, if they don't do it themselves, with bookkeepers to pay that monthly fee just to make sure that everything's filed. And again, you don't need to do this till you hire somebody on as an employee for the first time. Then you really need to do it correctly, because if you don't, you're going to get in trouble, and that's just the bottom line. So we've tried to do it correctly, although a lot of times we've done it wrong with some of our companies where we've just paid people as independent contractors, and we just weren't doing it correctly. So we quickly changed and paid everybody that was supposed to be paid as employees. We paid them as employees. So that's a little bit on setting up your entity or your company structure. A lot of stuff that just takes a lot of time, but it's necessary, and that's why we outsource a lot of it. So that's it for today. Look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. Have a great day.